rear takedown. Strike. Throw grab. Okay. So as you can see, this is a takedown that we're doing from the clinch. Before we've looked at how to do it when we're kind of in front of the person. Now we're on the person's back. This particular position happens to be probably the safest place you could be in a stand-up position because it's impossible for him to hit your face. It's impossible for him to kick you in the head. So your face gets a lot of protection from this particular position. I'm going to show you the movement, really how to do it solo first, and then we'll do it with a partner with a little more detail. So before you start doing it with a friend, you want to be able to control the fall and control your body, a few repetitions just by yourself. So you start off in a nice wide base. You're going to extend one foot. At this point, you're going to feel a little clumsy, a little off balance. It's actually normal. My base leg is now going to take a step forward, and then I'm going to sit my butt on the ground and twist. And now I end up in the top position. The whole point of this is as you're sitting back, you don't want to crush yourself with the person's body weight. So that's why the twisting to the side is very important. Okay? Nice wide low base, step, step. Notice as I fall back, my back is still elevated, and then I rotate to the side. And that way it's going to make it a little bit easier for me to twist the person over. Okay? So let's look at how we did it in the very beginning. When I established my T stance, we've looked at this in the past, 90-degree angle. I've got my hands clasped like this, chain grip, and I've got my jaw and temple protected by my shoulder. It's very common and likely that he'll try to grab your head here. Okay? If I did my position properly, he won't have a handle here, and it's easy for me to slip out to the back. Okay? So from this position, what I do is I block the foot. Okay? Now I step, and as I step, I'm going to pull him backwards and twist. And then we land in the top position. Okay? So that can be done from either side. Like I said, the key there is the pre-position of your jaw protected by your shoulder, which makes it very easy to slip to his back. Okay? Now, what other thing could happen here is I might make a mistake and give him a nice handle here. Like headlock me. Yeah, because my head was up, an easy target. Let go real quick. Like here, it's very natural and easy for him to grip. Okay. Also, look, my hips aren't really pressing in, so he's kind of pulling me down a bit, making it a little bit more uncomfortable for me. So let's assume the guy's got you in a headlock and he starts to punch you. I make a block here. Look at my spear. I just point both of my hands out, and my jaw is protected by my shoulder here. Okay. My hand around his back is eventually going to control his forearm. So I pull it in, and this hand that's around his back, you can see here, is controlling his arm. Okay, now what I want to do is I want to make my hips press into his hips and look straight up. If he tries to squeeze my head, he won't have any control. And now, let's see, can he hit me from here? Can he hit me from here? No, but watch here. I can hit him 100%, with my punch. The reason he moved is because he doesn't want to get hit in the head anymore. So his reaction is going to be to let go of this position, in which case you simply slip out to the back and complete the takedown. Okay? So, next variation we're going to look at is someone grabbing you by the throat. Okay? This happens to be a very crude way to attack someone, but a very instinctive, very primal thing. You get angry and I just want to grab the guy's neck. So let's look. Anytime you grab, you kind of want to drop in base to give yourself some stability. When I drop in base, I want to do so at an angle. What I mean by that is if I stay square with him, not only can he push me backwards, but he can strike my groin real easy. Ugh. And everybody knows the kick on the groin, right? So what I want to do is I'm going to put one foot back, one foot forward. So now it blocks this push here, see my back foot is now blocking, and also my body makes it a little bit harder for him to knee me in the groin. Not impossible, but more difficult. He just can't field goal kick you in the groin. I turtle my neck and bring my shoulders up. Now, I'm going to bump his arm by turning my knee and pivoting my hip. Look, my lead leg here, my knee will point towards my opposite knee, and as I do, it's going to cause my back to twist. See how I turn sideways here. Okay, now what I want to do is I want to look towards his back, placing my ear on his back, and I'm going to step forward with my back leg. So it looks like this. And then I make the clinch. Okay, so let's look at it again. Drop in base. I bump. I don't even use my arms, just my shoulder. The reason I don't is it makes it faster for me to grab him when I go to do my move. Let's turn. You can see this is the finished position. I'm not standing directly behind him, but I'm at the side. Okay? This is going to facilitate the takedown, which we looked at previously. So, obviously you're going to need to practice this slow in the beginning, but build it up towards a really, really quick reaction. Okay? So let's look at it one more time, real time. Drop and base, bump. Taking him down quick. Alright, rear takedown. Standing rear naked choke. Right there. Haymaker punch defense. And there we have it. So that happened real fast. Let's look at it a little bit slower. One of the most common ways a fight will start, he's not going to jump out and hiding behind some bushes and start attacking you. He's going to get up in your face, you're having an argument, and this real close contact and chest-to-chest position is so common, and a very common way for a fight to begin. So what I can do is quickly turn the tables on him, and I never give him a chance to get a punch off or really attack me. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to bump him by pushing his shoulder in one direction and pulling his shoulder in the opposite direction. Okay? So as I do this, as I push and bump, I'm going to step to the side and I start to turn around to his back. The hand that's pushing will end up on his neck. So I start to walk around him. My other hand goes on the small part of his back here. I'm not going to concentrate on choking him at this point. I want to get him off balance. So I want all his weight on his heels so he has no balance. So, once again, bumping, moving around. As I push here, I like to also give him a little bump with my hip. Step forward a little bit. As I bump with the hip, I step back and start putting my knees on the mat. We end up here. So in this position, you can see my elbow was here. It's easy to transition with the elbow under the chin, grab my own bicep, and apply the rear naked choke. We looked at this previously. So we also talked about in the sitting position, just keeping your chest connected to him here. That way, if he starts to go crazy, I can easily just attach myself to him and wrestle with him on the ground if I have to. But it's very likely that that won't even be necessary. Okay? Let's look at it one more time all the way through. He gets up in your drill. He says, yeah, you just bump, move around, sink the weight down, and then you put the choke right here. Okay? It's going to be the standing rear naked choke. Second we looked at was the haymaker punch. This is where the guy just basically wants to give you a big sucker punch. Most people are right-handed, so I think this is going to be the one that, if he's going to hit you with his hardest punch, that's the one you're going to be prepared for. So, in this particular case, I'm not able to establish my both hands around his waist. What happens is I land with his arm underneath mine, so the position's a little different. So as I cover and come in, see how his arm is kind of here. So I don't have as much control with my squeeze, but I can do something else, okay? What I want to do here is protect my face by keeping it close to his chest just like normal, and my elbow really squeezes to my own ribs and I control his tricep. The squeeze of the elbow alone, try to pull your hand out, get quite a bit of control. So you really want to clamp there. You hook the tricep and now it's really tough for him. Now I'm in my T stance, okay? I'm going to execute a throw here. I'm going to knee him, which causes his hips to move back. My opposite foot steps in front. I'm going to keep my knees bent and my butt goes to the outside of his hip line. And now look, without any arm strength, I can lift. By keeping his arm connected to my ribs and stretching this finger, I just kind of put my head down and direct him right where I want him to fall, which is right here. Notice how he lands. His chin is tucked in. He slaps the mat. The idea when you're the bad guy here is you don't want your head to bounce off of the ground and you don't want to land on your elbow to cause injury. And what I can do is I can do it really quickly, but ideally when you're practicing, you want to set them down very, very gently. Okay, let's look at it one more time. I cover, I step with my back foot, and I establish my T position here. Knee, relax your arm a little bit, which gives you space for your foot to come in front. Hips go to the outside, and watch how gently I'm going to set them down here. Okay, so you don't have to be real devastating when you do it. In fact, it's a sign that you are starting to get the move if you can do it with a slow movement with a lot of control of your body weight and your opponent's body weight. Okay, one more time. Regular speed. Cover. Okay. And there we have technique for the day.